The violence that we're seeing is all like extremely serious types of violence.
The Native Women's Shelter and the Center for Research Action on Race Relations are sounding the alarm on the growing needs for unhoused Indigenous women and girls in Montreal. They say they're seeing an increase in physical and sexual violence against Indigenous women and girls, human trafficking, and other violent crimes downtown and in Chinatown.
We see a lot of strangulation, which is one of the most deadly forms of violence. We see a lot of violence as well that would result in like very serious bodily harm, like broken bones, internal bleeding, and then because of like mistrust with the medical system, it's very difficult for a lot of the women we support to go and seek medical care.
The Native Women's Shelter of Montreal's data on incidents downtown for April and May show, among other things, 21 cases of domestic violence, 14 sexual assaults, 4 missing persons, and 7 sex trafficking cases.
I'm the one who's personally responding to all of these situations, so yeah, I can remember all of the like survivors. It's just really heartbreaking, and you know, all of these women are truly like amazing people and they deserve so much better.
Systemic factors behind this trend include race and gender bias, lack of resources for growing needs and demands for services, and lack of access to existing institutional resources due to cultural and social barriers.
There's a lot of mistrust with the police, and the one thing that we hear a lot from the women we work with is that the police are never actually there when we need them.
They know what has happened in the past, and there is no trust. So that trust has to be built, and that hasn't happened.
They're putting forward 6 specific measures to help: a healing lodge, a full-time youth outreach worker, and an anti-violence street outreach program, improved access to healthcare and addiction prevention programs, Indigenous sensitivity training and cooperation with the police, and hiring of Indigenous workers among existing services.
We have to try to raise our own funds because we see that our youth are in crisis. So the Indigenous women that phase out of the foster care system and end up at Cabot Square are being pulled into like very dangerous situations, and we need someone who can, speak to them in a way that really gets through to them.
They'll be holding their 10th annual Spirit Walk on June 15th on Mount Royal at noon to raise funds to hire a youth worker at Cabot Square.
The role is really community mobilization and getting the community informed about the ways that we can work together between communities, between cultures, between neighborhoods.
In Montreal, Adriana Gentile, City News.